looks like it's finally happening. The Falcon is going to get its new motor soon. I started, you know, it seems like 2 or 3 months ago, I started a kind of a video series where I was going to rebuild the engine and put it in the Falcon and get the Falcon back, you know, new engine, new transmission. And we postponed it because there was a possibility that the wife was going to be laid off, and so we said, well, why don't we just wait until you get laid off, and then I don't have to drive you to work. We'll just do it then. And that didn't happen. She didn't get laid off, but something came up where I was busy, and so it just went on and on. And so she's still been driving the tired little 260. 2-speed automatic. Matter of fact, today she just pulled in. You got to see this. Yeah, apparently I put this radio in and built special brackets to attach it and stuff. And I guess there were some thugs over by where she works who were kind of eyeing her car last week. Well, today apparently they decided they were going to try and get her radio. They didn't succeed, but they did succeed in destroying a perfectly good radio. I'm not sure what would possess a person. You know, it's sort of like, at what point do you get that far and decide, well, it's not worth me stealing? Yeah, that's vindictive right there. That falls under the deal of, if I can't have it, nobody can. So, anyways, I'll probably have to go find her another radio and put it in there because she likes to have radio. Me personally, I don't really care. Matter of fact, I think that's the only radio we have in a car that works. So this right here, this is just a shame. What I did was, this motor, I got it from a guy that claimed that it was a 5-bolt. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of what that means, but he said it was a 5-bolt 260, which would have been an older motor that would have just bolted in to the Falcon as is. But he said it was rebuilt, and this was a few years ago. And anyways, he said it was rebuilt, and I said, okay, well, that's great. And I said, how much? He said, well, I got it and a whole bunch of other parts, and I just want $500 for it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fine. So I bought it, $500, brought it home. And I always double check things when I hear somebody say, oh, it's rebuilt, you know, because that could mean a lot of things. That could mean it is, it could mean it isn't. I'm not going to get into the number of times somebody's told me something that wasn't true. But I pulled it all apart, double checked it, and yes, it was rebuilt, and it's looks like it's 40 over. Yeah, it's got 40 over on the piston. I don't know if it says 040. So they've been punched. It's new pistons. I've had it apart already, but when I put it back together, I wasn't going to put it together until I was ready to actually put it together, and then I was like, screw it, we can go ahead and put it together, and it'll be ready when I'm ready. And the problem is, I only got so far with it, and it was more or less left open. And, you know, I do a lot of grinding and cutting and stuff like that in the garage. So what I ended up finding out was that there were, you know, like the distributor hole was left open. This side, I didn't even have plugs to cap in the cylinders, and so I just decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and take it all the way apart again. And I got new gaskets. You know, I had most of the gaskets already, but the only gaskets I had used were the head gaskets. I got a set of head gaskets, and more important, what we had been waiting on for this motor was a new cam. The camshaft that was on it, or that is in it right now, I don't know really what it is, but I know it's too big. It's really tall. I think a stock lift is something like 0.45, something, just a little less than half an inch. And these are reading close to 3/4, and I don't really have an effective way of measuring the duration and that kind of stuff. But anyways, got a new cam, we're going to pick this up. We're going to start putting it all together. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to tear it apart, and I'll catch you when we're starting to put it back together. Bye.